Are you just sick and tired of losing hours to your phone? You know that feeling, right? You're stuck in this digital haze and you just can't seem to break free. We've all been there. But what if I told you the answer isn't to fight your addiction head on, but to replace it with something way more powerful? Let's get into it. This is a strategic phone detox called the obsession method.
Oof. This image, it's brutally honest, isn't it? It perfectly captures that feeling of looking up from your screen and bam, hours are just gone. And what did you do? You consumed. You didn't create anything. You didn't really connect with anyone. You just scrolled. It's this passive existence that leaves you feeling totally drained and frankly pretty dissatisfied with yourself.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say, yeah, it does. For so many of us, this has become the default. It's what we do in our downtime. It's the easy path, the path of least resistance. But that path, it almost always leads to a place of regret and just wasted potential. So the big question is, why is it so ridiculously hard to break away?
All right, so let's really frame the problem here. Because it's not just about the hours we lose track of. It's about the quality of that time and what it's actually doing to our brains. We are caught in this endless scroll. It promises us connection, it promises us entertainment, but honestly, it rarely delivers either of those in a way that feels meaningful.
Okay, and this is absolutely crucial to understand. If you feel stuck, listen to me. It is not a personal failing. It is not a lack of willpower. It's biology, plain and simple. Your brain has been expertly, and I mean expertly, trained by these apps to crave a constant drip feed of easy, bite-sized hits of stimulation. Your brain has literally been rewired. So let's peek under the hood a little bit. Let's look at the science of why we feel so stuck. Because once you understand the mechanism behind the addiction, that's the first step to taking it apart. And believe it or not, it all comes down to one single, really powerful chemical in your brain.
And here's the culprit: dopamine burnout. Think about it. These highly stimulating apps, they just flood your brain with dopamine. That's the reward chemical. But over time, your brain's receptors get totally overwhelmed. They get fried. And the result? All the things that should feel good, like reading a book, going for a walk, having a real conversation, they just can't compete anymore. They don't give you a big enough dopamine hit to even register.
This whole thing creates what we can call the dopamine gap. So on one side, you've got the high dopamine, super low effort world of your phone. And on the other, you have the real world with its slower, more meaningful rewards. When your brain gets used to the constant fireworks display on the left, the quiet, beautiful sunset on the right just feels boring. And this is why the advice, just put the phone down, is terrible advice. You're not just fighting a habit, you're literally fighting your own brain chemistry.
So if fighting your brain directly doesn't work, what on earth does? Well, this brings us to the absolute core of this explainer, the obsession method. The whole strategy isn't about creating a void where your phone used to be. No, it's about filling that void with something way, way better. It's a total shift from playing defense to going on offense.
This right here, this is the key. This is the big aha moment. You cannot beat a powerful obsession like a phone addiction with a weak, flimsy force like discipline. It's just not going to work. You have to fight fire with fire. You need a new obsession, something productive, something fulfilling, something that demands your full attention. You're not suppressing that energy, you're redirecting it. Okay, so here's the blueprint, the actual action plan. Step 1, name the enemy. You have to admit it and say it out loud. My phone use is holding me back. Step 2, you choose your new obsession. Now this has to be something that genuinely excites you, something with a clear path for progress, like, I don't know, training for a marathon or learning an instrument or launching that little side hustle you've been dreaming about. The key is it has to require focus and effort. And then, step 3, you build your new world. You go all in. You buy the running shoes, you sign up for the class, you block out non-negotiable time in your calendar, you actively fill all that empty time you used to spend scrolling with this new passion.
Now, when you follow this plan, something amazing happens. It's more than just a change in your daily habits. It actually triggers a fundamental transformation in how you see yourself and your place in the world. You're no longer just killing time, you're actively building something.
And this is the ultimate goal, right? It leads to a complete identity shift. You're not just swapping one activity for another. You are rewriting your own story, from being a person who consumes to being a person who creates, or a person who builds, or a person who achieves.
I mean, just think about the difference here. The quitter identity, it's weak. It's all about what you're not doing, and it feels like a constant struggle. But the builder identity, that is a position of pure power. Your focus is on your mission.
The phone doesn't even register as a temptation you have to resist. It just becomes an irrelevant distraction you're way too busy and important to even notice.
And that, right there, brings us to the final and most powerful question. That endless scroll, it offers a pretty comfortable prison, sure, but the alternative is a life of purpose, a life of creation. The choice isn't really between your phone and nothing. It's between your phone and everything else you could possibly be. So what will you build?